Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishnu Sahasranama, name 900 in the commentary that we're following, of Sri Parashara. The name is Kapir-avyayah, although some interpreters treat this as two names, Kapi and Avyaya, and some give an alternative reading to Avyaya as Apyaya. The basic meaning given by Parashara Bhatta of Kapir-avyayah is he who is always enjoying never diminishing bliss, unimaginable in this world. He's always blissful. In this material world, sometimes there's a little happiness. It's always followed by sorrow. But there's no happiness, nothing coming near to the happiness of the spiritual world presided over by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This seems to be the last name that Parashara Bhatta explains in terms of how the Supreme Lord takes or oversees the bringing of a conditioned soul back to Godhead. The Archiradi Marga that started at name 880, Vihayasa Gatihi. So we're considering here that the Supreme Lord is blissful and it never diminishes. Someone may have a little happiness in this world, but it doesn't last. But in the spiritual world, the happiness not only doesn't diminish, but it increases. Although it's already unlimitedly, if there's any happiness quotient, it's already beyond measurement, but it's expanding. That which is infinite is expanding. And that is His mercy, that He is in the spiritual world, He's all blissful. He brings the previously conditioned soul back to Him, and He's there for the conditioned soul to enjoy. What do we enjoy in this material world? All unenjoyable things. In the spiritual world, the idea is service, but it's enjoyment. It's not that there's no enjoyment. There's super enjoyment, but the motive is not to enjoy. That's the difference. Not to enjoy individually, but definitely devotees, they enjoy being in the association of the Supreme Lord, serving Him, seeing Him, hearing Him, touching Him, tasting Him. In all respects, they enjoy His association. So that's who He is in the spiritual world, all blissful. And He brings the suffering conditioned souls. He gives the means by which they can come back to Him and enjoy on the same level. Although He is supreme in opulence, aishwaryasya, samagrasya, in power, in fame and glory, in beauty, in knowledge, in renunciation or detachment, the jiva souls who are part and parcel of Him can enjoy on the same level as Him. So the living beings, they can be one with God in quality, but not in quantity. Parashara Bhatta, commenting on this name as Kapir-avyayah, says that avyaya means undiminished. It's a common word we find in Gita and Bhagavatam. I'll get back to that a little later. And Kapi is derived from the word Kam pibati pati va kapihi. Kam means in this context, Parashara Bhatta describes it means bliss. So, kam pibati, who drinks bliss or experiences bliss. Pativa, or who protects the bliss of his experience for others. That means that others are also blissful in his association, and he protects and maintains that. That they can go on enjoying him. He states, Swayamapitad anubhava sukha nirvritam, Swayamapitad anubhava sukha nirvritim pati pibati va kapir-avyayah. He protects the pleasure of enjoyment of his bliss for the liberated souls without any decrease. Rather it increases, avyaya. Or he personally experiences the pleasure of the enjoyment of his bliss by the liberated souls without decrease. So he's naturally blissful. But what is the source of his bliss? The source of his bliss is seeing his devotees being blissful in his association. So they're blissful in his association. He becomes blissful by seeing them blissful. He comes to the material world to bring more souls back to him. And in this way he increases his bliss and increases everyone's bliss. Another commentator who gives Kapir-avyayah as one name is Krishna Datta Bharadvaj, but he takes it differently. He says Kapi means Kam jalamapi pibati swajanai saprema upahritam iti kapihi. He who accepts an offering from his devotee, even if it's only water. Patang pushpang palang toyam, we know very well from Bhagavad Gita. He accepts it if it's offered with love. And avyaya, he explains, Krishna Datta Bharadvaj explains it as Sadaiva avyayo means nirvikara iti avyaya. He's eternal and unchanging. So he is eternal, unchanging. Everything about him is eternal and unchanging. But linked with Kapi here, his attitude of accepting love from his devotees is eternal and unchanging. Shankaracharya interprets this name in a completely different way. Kam, he takes kam, jalam, rashmibihi piban kapihi suryaha. So he is the sun who drinks up or dries up the water in the world through his rays in the form of the sun. He's also the sun, or he's the antaryami, the indweller, the empowerer of the sun. So in the form of the sun, he dries up water. The sun was one of those names which I discussed in detail, several talks. How many talks was that, do you remember, Hrishikesh, on the sun? Arka, yeah. 12 talks or more. Anyway, it was many talks. In the meantime, I came across discussion of the sun in Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita. I was going through an English translation of that. Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita by Srila Vishnu Sahasranama, which is one of several books which describes the eightfold daily pastimes of Krishna and his devotees in Vrindavan. So this is the Shayan Lila, the evening pastimes, just when the sun is beginning to set. So taking this opportunity of he, Kapihi, who is in the form of the sun, we'll discuss a little bit about the sun from Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita. Krishna says it entered the pastures. That's the time when he's coming away. The demigoddesses looking down from the sky said to each other, they said to each other, both the sun and Krishna are friends of the lotus flowers. There are different kinds of lotus flowers. Some bloom in the day, some bloom at night, some bloom in the evening. So those particular lotus flowers that bloom in the day, both the sun and Krishna are friends of those lotus flowers, and they, the sun and Krishna, are both effulgent, but Krishna is guru. He's very heavy, so he stays down on the earth. Or it can also mean he's very weighty, very substantial, valuable. But the sun is laghu, being so light, so he goes up in the sky. And laghu also means insignificant or cheap. So he just hangs out in the sky with his yellow light. And anyone who tries to compare the two is a big fool, even if it's Brahma himself. Would anyone compare a mustard seed to gold? What's the comparison? The sun shines only in the day, but Krishna shines day and night. The sun, you can just see with the eyes, but Krishna showers the eyes with a stream of transcendental bliss. So that coalesces with he who is of Kapir-avyayah, who is of undiminishing bliss. Continuing, the sun only reveals moving and non-moving beings, shedding his light on them, but Krishna reveals prema dharma and showers his love on them. So the sun just reveals them, giving light, but by shining his light on them, but Krishna shines love on them. The sun's rays can be very harsh, but the rays of Krishna's mercy, of his bliss, are like an unlimited sweetness. The sun has 1,000 go. Here, go means rays. The sun is said to have 1,000 rays. But Krishna has billions of go, billions of cows. The sun only removes the material darkness, but Krishna removes the darkness of Maya. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hoyandaka Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhika. The beauty of the sun is sometimes covered by the clouds, while Krishna's beauty defeats that of a cloud. So the cloud defeats the sun, but cannot defeat Krishna. The sun is unable to remove the lady's lover's fear of the upcoming day by placing his kara rays on their chakravaka-like breasts. But Krishna, kara also means hand, so you can see where this is going to. He redeems them from distress only, in name only, but Krishna is really the best boat for the gopis to cross over the ocean of their love pangs when he places his kara, his hand, on their chakravaka-like breasts. The earth is surely blessed by the sunrise, but the same sun also sets again. Whereas Krishna blesses the earth with the touch of his lotus feet day and night. At the end of the day, the sun goes to the Gavadishvara, Asa, which that means the eastern direction. It should be western. I got that wrong. And I think who translated this was a bit bewildered by ecstasy. And Krishna, who is a mine of incomparable qualities, goes to fulfill the asha, the desires of his Gavadishvara. So Gava means cow here, and Ishvara means the mothers and fathers of the cows. So Krishna, by bringing back the cows, or the calves, he fulfills the desires of the parents of the cows. And by him bringing himself also. He fulfills the desire. So the son heard all this. It's like an insult to the son, it might seem, but he heard all these talks by the goddesses just like nectar to his ears. They say, he's really a fool to think that they speak about him, the son, when they see that Krishna goes to the east again, it says. He falsely thinks himself to be so fortunate and attractive. When Krishna strolled throughout the streets of the town, he's just coming back at this time from the cowherd pastures. He was showered with flowers from the sky, and the flowers were wet. Why were they wet? Some rain fell on them. It's the tears of the demigoddesses. Or the Devis, the gopis that stood on the roofs on both sides of the street, because the flat roof. So you can go up on the roof and throw flowers on Krishna. And when he looked up, all the fair-eyed gopis thought, Krishna is looking at me, and shivered in bliss, thinking of their own great fortune. When Krishna entered his parents' home, he merged. See, Krishna's merging now. He merged into the nectar ocean of their affection, while the sun sank into the salt water ocean as a penance and austerity to again get Krishna's darshan. Another meaning of Kapi given by Shankaracharya, getting back to Shankara's commentary, he protected the earth from the water in his Varaha incarnation. Kat toyat bhumim apat iti kapihi varahaha. He who protected the earth from the great waters. Shankara and Parasharabhata also interpret the word kapi. It occurs way back in the 11th verse, name 102, as Vrishakapi. So they both interpret this in reference to Varaha, and they give support from the Mahabharata, Shanti Parva, chapter 330, text 24. Kapir-avyayah shreshtash dharmascha vrsha uchyate tasmad vrishakapim praha kasyapo mam prajapatihi. So the purport of this is that the word kapi refers to the great boar, the best of all boars, Varaha. So pa means to protect and ka means water, and so kapi refers to Varaha, particularly in the matter of his protecting the earth from the waters. There are several more names in Vishnu Sahasranama which are understood to refer to Varaha, and I plan to give a protracted elaboration on Varahadev toward the end of Vishnu Sahasranama, when the name Vaikanasa, which also means Varaha, comes. Another meaning, he enjoys, drinks, pibati, he drinks the praise in the form of sound. Because of that, he is called Kapi. Kapi stava shabda rupa tam bibati iti kapihi. Those who offer him prayers, he drinks the nectar of that praise, and therefore Kapi. Baladev Vidyabhushan has finished his Acharadi Marg explanations, and he gives the name Kapi, although it could be included Acharadi Marg also. He who drinks water in the form of service offered by his devotees. And you can imagine is a thirsty person. You don't have thirsty people much in America because you get water wherever you are, right? But if you're in the heat at this time of year, actually the rain's just beginning in most of India, but tremendous heat, day after day after day, and you can be stuck somewhere. There's no water, and you become very, very thirsty. And then when you drink, when you eventually get some water, I just remember once I was traveling in Bangladesh, this 1980s, and hot traveling in a bus. Air conditioning, there might have been in a few embassies in the capital that had air conditioning, otherwise not seen or heard of. So then go to some village and just going, and eventually reach there, and then the man tells his son, go get a coconut. So where does he go to? Trader Joe? Goes up the tree and cuts a few coconuts and then come down, open them. So in the same way, the Supreme Lord, he feels, so nice, the nectar of being served by his devotees. Patrang pushpang talam taya. Patrang pushpang palam tayam yome bhaktya prayachati. Tadahang bhakti uparitam ashnati prayatat manaha. Krishna is kapi, he drinks happiness and joy. The water he's drinking, yes, offer him water, but he's drinking the nectar of his devotees, offering that to him. Kang means, another explanation, Kang means Chaturmukh Brahma. Tasya antaryamitaya pati iti pi. Pi means pa rakshan. That should be ityartha. So he is the indweller. He dwells within the heart of the four-headed Brahma and protects him. So he is called Kapi. Kapi also means, it's well known, it means a monkey. So this particularly refers to, in this regard, Vishnu is known as Kapi because Kapi Hanuman, the great devotee, is under the control of Rama, Vishnu, and also just like that. We find in Vedanta Sutras, Tad adhinatvat artavat. So, who is under him, that denotes Vishnu. Avyaya, it's already done, it came up previously, but we can go through it again. One meaning, avyaya, the common meaning is that which vyaya. Vyaya means expense or income and expenditure. So expenditure means vyaya, and avyaya means not expending, not diminishing. Another meaning is given is that he goes to protect. He himself goes to protect or save those who are to be protected. And there's so many examples of this. Draupadi is there. Gajendra is there. Krishna comes to the material world, paritranaya sadhunam, to uplift the devotees. Avyaya, in Gita, Bhagavatam, again and again, this word avyaya comes, for instance, distinguishing him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There's the statement, Uttamah Purushastvanya, Paramatmeti Udahritaha, Yolokatrayam Aveshya, Bibhart Yavyaya Ishvaraha. Besides these two, Krishna explains there are the Kshara and Akshara, the two different kinds of living beings, the fallible and the infallible. But beyond these, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds in maintaining them. He enters the worlds and supports them. Everything in this world is destroyed, but He is not destroyed. He remains as He is, even when the worlds are destroyed. How is that? That's because He is, by His very nature, indestructible. He is Ishvara. He's above the conditions of the material world. Baladev Vidyabhushan explains this, Avyaya, here he explains it. Navyeti te sham samajat iti avyayaha. He does not go away. Navyeti, he does not go away from the association of his devotees. So he's called Avyaya. And again, this could be elaborated. He doesn't go away from his devotee. Devotee may try to go away from him, but he will not let them. He's always with his devotees. The devotee never feels alone. Krishna is with me. Another meaning, we had already Kapi being explained to mean Surya, the sun. But Avi also, this means by Sanskrit, extrapolating the meanings. So Avi means Surya. So Avyaya means that he, Vishnu, remains in the heart of Surya, again as the indweller, Antaryami, and protects him. So he's called Avyaya. In the north, in North India, this generally the commentators read this as Avyaya, and then elsewhere means South India. Although Prashabhata in South India also reads as Avyaya. But another reading is Apyaya. Apyaya. Just like there's famous in South India that Apyaya Dikshita. You must have heard his name, no? Yeah, well, it's derived from this, I guess. I just presume. Great hero of the Smartas. So this apyaya is made of the preposition upasarga, api, and the verb I, to go. So combining the two, api can have so many meanings. Even, it means even though, and by way of comparison. So this upasarga api here means placing near or over, taking towards, reaching or going up to, proximity, nearness, when combined with aya. So Shankara means, Shankara gives the meaning, pralaye asmin apiyanti jaganti iti apyayaha. The resting place for the universes during its dissolution. So yeah, he takes, everything goes into him. Satyadeva Vashishta, a recent commentator, and maybe the most thorough and exacting in terms of bringing out meanings with from various Sanskrit roots, and then finding the support in the Shruti, in the original Vedas. He particularly refers to the Shruti. So Satyadeva Vashishta gives the meaning, apiyanti iti apyaya, liyante asmin bhutani pralaya kale, ata apyaya iti uchyate. So he supports Shankara in saying, he in whom all beings merge at the time of the dissolution is apyaya. And he gives support from Taittiriya Upanishad. Tena Devan Apayanti. Brahmananda Mimamsa. Through this means they reach the Devas. And in this way, 900 names have been through. Just a comment is made here that although the numbering system, or in other words, the way the names are analyzed between Shankara and Prashabhata has widely diverged, they're again coming back, starting from the next name. So that's it. 900 names commented on by my humble self, and another 100 to go. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dante nitaya churnakang padayone patikrit vacha kakushatam etadaham bravimi. Hey sadhava sakala eva vihaya dorat gauranga chandra charane kurutanuraga. Parivadatu jano yata tata va nanamokarana vayang vicharayama hari rasa madhirama dati mata bhuvi vidutama nartama nirvishama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhakti Vikasa Maharaj ki jai.